All right, this video is for our NWS 101 note-taking, writing, and speaking class that we sadly had to miss today. So this is some of the stuff we were going to be talking about. Last week, we just picked a fun topic to research and write about. Oh, no, it was not coffee. It was cotton candy. So we researched that and we said, you could talk about the history of it and how it got started and to just come back and bring a paragraph back. So one of our students did, and they got a free bag of cotton candy. So if you did not do it this week and you want to bring it back in 2 weeks when we meet again, then you can do that. Remember, we will not meet next week, but the following week, okay? So let's talk about what we were going to do. We were going to start an essay. Now that sounds hard at first, but let me tell you, what we're going to do is start working on something called the body paragraphs. So we have been writing paragraphs, like our paragraph on cotton candy, or paragraph on Henry Knox, or paragraphs on some of the animals that we picked, or some of your favorite topics. So to do an essay, after you pick your topic, you're going to need to have body paragraphs. So we would have a body paragraph with some details, another body paragraph with some details, and another body paragraph with some details. Now, 3 paragraphs may seem like a lot, but we can split this up to make it easy to do over time. Once we have those 3 done, then we will go back and write an intro paragraph. I will teach you how to do that. I will help you with that. And then finally, we will do a conclusion paragraph. I will teach you how to do that. I will help you how to do that, okay? So let's talk about how do we do these 3, because I'm not going to see you for like 14 days. So how are we going to do that? Okay, well, we're going to start by picking a topic that you like or are curious about. You don't have to be an expert on it because you can research this and take notes. So I recommend whatever topic it is you have, make sure it's something you can find enough information about, but to print it and then to highlight or underline things. And the next thing you're going to have to do after you print it and after you highlight what you think is important is to sort the info. Let me give you some examples. Let's say that you pick a famous person. Could be Abraham Lincoln, could be someone else like Benjamin Franklin, just anybody famous. You can have one paragraph that's a body paragraph that all it does is talk about what their life was like growing up. The next paragraph could be talking about, well, what made them famous? What are their accomplishments? What was their adult life like? So that would be body paragraph, the second one. And then the third body paragraph, you could go several different directions with this. It really depends on the person and what info you find out. It could be a detailed paragraph about a specific accomplishment. Like maybe they were an inventor and they invented a lot of things that you briefly mentioned over here in their adult life and accomplishments paragraph, but maybe one of their inventions was more important than the rest and you want to talk about that. Or maybe they did a lot of great things, but then they finally became president of the United States and you wanted to talk about that. Or if you don't like that idea, you could just talk about what's their last stage of life, their life before they died, what happened. Or you could just talk in this paragraph about what they did over here with their accomplishment, how it influenced other people. It really depends on the person. And if you find a famous person that you want to do something on and your mom wants to write me, I can help guide you into making an outline for that. So notice 3 sections to represent 3 different paragraphs. So you could do a paragraph this week, and then next week when we're gone, you could do a paragraph then. And then if you bring your research, I can help you write that last paragraph. Let's say you don't want to do a person. Let's say you want to do a United State or a country. You could research and write one body paragraph about the land of that country. Okay, like, do they have mountains, volcanoes, rivers, oceans, lakes, hills, valleys? What do they have? Lots of desert? That's where you put it. You could write another body paragraph about their leadership in government. Okay, do they vote people in, or is there a king that decides everything? Do they have a parliament or a group of people called a Congress? What do they do? Who helps to keep law and order? And then over here, this can be a fun one. For your last body paragraph is the people that live there and their way of life. Do they dress a certain way? Do they have a certain religion? Do they, pierce their body in an interesting way, like with their lips or their ears or something like that? That's where you would write that. Okay. Now, we will cover having an intro and a conclusion when we get back on April 16th. But that's going to be hard to do if you have not chosen a topic. So here's your homework, okay? You choose a topic. You research it. That means you have printed off info and highlighted it, and you decide what's going to be in your body paragraphs. Are you able to do a famous person where you split it up? Oh, this is them growing up, this is their accomplishments, and this is how they influenced others? Or would you like to do a country? Maybe you would like to do a sport. If you want to do a sport, that's fine, but you're going to have to research it and decide how do you want to split your body paragraphs. It could be who started the sport, how it got started, the origin of the sport. Next, it could be ways it's played, like the rules of the game. And finally, you could talk about a famous team, okay? Or your last paragraph might be something like ways to improve the game. It helps before you write even one sentence to know what your topic is and what the topic of each body paragraph is going to be. So before I see you again, you should have at least that body paragraph done and that body paragraph done.